U points finger at Assad, but still urges caution on strike, CBS News. KBSnews.com, CBS Evening News, CBS This Morning, 48 hours, 60 minutes, Sunday morning, Face the Nation. Video. U.S. World. Politics. Entertainment. Health. Money Watch. C-Tech. Crime. Sports. More. Blogs The Feed Battleground The WH. Webshow 60 Overtime Face-to-Face. Resources Mobile Radio Local. Login. Join KBSnews.com. Sign in with profile. Manage my newsletter subscriptions. Update my email address. Change my password. Log out. Syria Crisis Explore. Latest. Foreign intervention. Chemical weapons. Humanitarian crisis. Brev. Next. CBS/app/September 7th, 2013, 7:14 a.m. U points finger at Assad, but still urges caution on strike. United States Secretary of State John Kerry speaks to reporters in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Palace in Vilnius, Lithuania, Saturday, September 7th, 2013. AP photo/Mindaugas Kalbis. Vilnius, Lithuania. The European Union agreed on Saturday that the August 21st chemical attack outside Damascus appears to have been the work of Syria's regime, but that any potential military attack against it should wait for the UN inspector's report. After meeting with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, the EU ministers ended days of division in the issue with a statement saying the available intelligence seems to indicate strong evidence that the Syrian regime is responsible for these attacks. Lithuanian Foreign Minister Linas Linkevicius, who hosted the meeting, put it more bluntly in targeting Syrian President Bashar Assad, speaking of more and more evidence that the Assad regime is behind all these crimes. We can't just ignore this. The EU nations, most of which have been skeptical of a quick retaliatory strike against the regime, underscored the need to move forward with addressing the Syrian crisis through the UN process. The ministers said they hope a preliminary report of this first UN investigation can be released as soon as possible. Play video. Syria militia says U.S. attack would be start of World War III. Kerry welcomed the stand of the 28 EU nations, calling it a strong statement backing all the efforts to hold the Assad regime accountable for what it has done. The German newspaper Frankfurter Allgemeine Sonntagszeitung reported Saturday that the UN chemical weapons inspectors could submit initial findings from their tests of samples collected in Syria by the end of next week. The respected weekly said the interim report to UN Chief Ban Ki-moon will likely contain details on the gas, ammunition and delivery systems used in the attack that killed hundreds of people in a suburb of Damascus. Instrumental in bringing the EU together around a common viewpoint was the decision in Friday by French President François Hollande to wait for the UN report before deciding to intervene militarily, even though France had said the report would only show a chemical attack had taken place, not apportion blame. The EU ministers welcomed President Hollande's statement to wait for this report before any further action. They also stressed that perpetrators for such chemical attacks should face possible prosecution by the International Criminal Court in The Hague. Germany joined in blaming the attack in the Syrian government. It had been the only European member of the Group of 20 not to co-sign a joint statement issued Friday at the end of the group's meeting in St. Petersburg, Russia, blaming the regime. Play video. Scope of U.S. strike in Syria appears to be widening. That G20 statement calls for a strong international response against Assad's regime but stops short of explicitly calling for military action against the Syrian government. German Foreign Minister Guido Westerwelle said Saturday in Vilnius that his country wanted to wait for EU foreign ministers to agree on a common position before backing the statement. Kerry said Saturday he would share his counterpart's concern with Obama administration officials. A senior U.S. State Department official who attended Kerry's meeting with the ministers said Kerry made clear that the U.S. has not made any